The peace of God is shining in me now. The peace of God is shining in me now. Let all things shine upon me in that peace, and let me bless them with the light in me. The peace of God is shining in me now. The peace of God is shining in me now. Well, thank you all so much for joining me and studying A Course in Miracles, Workbook for Students. We're reading from Lesson 188 here on Friday, July the 7th of 2023. We're reading from the original edition. The peace of God is shining in me now, whether you see it or not, whether you feel it or not. It's shining. He's going to explain it. Let's look. Why the peace of God is shining in me now? Why wait for heaven? Those who seek the light are merely covering their eyes. The light is in them now. Enlightenment is but a recognition, not a change at all. Light is not of the world, yet you who bear the light in you are alien here as well. The light came with you from your native home and stayed with you. He's telling us that we're aliens. Talked about that this book is a extraterrestrial book. Well, this is kind of, and I say that kind of jokingly, and then at the same time there's a segment of truth in it. The light came with you from your native home and stayed with you because it is your own. It is the only thing you bring with you from Him who is your source. It shines in you because it lights your home and leads you back to where it came from, and you are at home. This light cannot be lost. This light cannot be lost. Why wait to find it in the future or believe it has been lost already or was never there? It can so easily be looked upon that arguments that prove it is not there become ridiculous. Who can deny the presence of what he beholds in him? It is not difficult to look within, for there all vision starts. It is not difficult to look within. Now you do have to calm down and let go your fears. But other than that, it's natural. It is not difficult to look within, for there all vision starts. There is no sight, be it of dreams or from a truer source, that is not but the shadow of the seen through inward vision. There perception starts and there it ends. It has no source but this. So those gifts you lay so that you can receive them back is in the inner vision, where vision starts. He says there perception starts and there it ends. It has no source but this inner vision. The peace of God is shining in you now, and from your heart extends around the world. It pauses to caress each living thing and leave a blessing with it which remains forever and forever. What it gives must be eternal. It removes all thoughts of the ephemeral, the changeable, and valueless. It removes all thoughts of the ephemeral and valueless. It brings renewal to all tired hearts and lights all vision as it passes by. All of its gifts are given everyone, and everyone unites in giving thanks to you who give, and you who have received. The shining in your mind reminds the world of what it has forgotten, and the world restores the memory to you as well. From you salvation radiates with gifts beyond all measure, given and returned. To you, the giver of the gift, does God Himself give thanks. To you, the giver of the gift, does God Himself give thanks. And in His blessing does the light in you shine brighter, adding to the gifts you have to offer to the world. The peace of God can never be contained. Who recognizes it within himself must give it. The peace of God can never be contained. Who recognizes it within himself must give it. And the means for giving it are in his understanding. He forgives because he recognized the truth in him. The peace of God is shining in you now and in all living things. In quietness is it acknowledged universally. In quietness, it is acknowledged universally. For what your inward vision looks upon is your perception of the universe. For what your inner vision looks upon is your perception of the universe. Sit quietly and close your eyes. The light within you is sufficient. It alone has power to give the gift of sight to you. Exclude the outer world and let your thoughts fly to the peace within. So this is what we're going to do in our 2 longer extended periods of practice, morning and evening, is we're going to sit quietly and close our eyes. The light within you is sufficient. It alone has power to give the gift of sight to you. Exclude the outer world and let your thoughts fly to the peace within. They know the way. For honest thoughts untainted by the dream of worldly things outside yourself become the holy messengers of God Himself. These thoughts you think with Him. They recognize their home, and they point surely to their source, where God the Father and the Son are one. God's peace is shining on them, but they must remain with you as well. For they were born within your mind as yours was born in God's. They lead you back to peace from where they came, but to remind you how you must return. They heed your Father's voice when you refuse to listen. Wow. God's peace is shining on them, but they must remain with you as well, for they were born within your mind as yours was born in God's. They lead you back to peace from where they came, but to remind you how you must return. They lead you back to peace from where they came, but to remind you how you must return. The thoughts of God. They heed your Father's voice when you refuse to listen. There's a part of you that heeds your Father's voice when the other part of you refuses to listen. And they urge you gently to accept His word for what you are instead of fantasies and shadows. They remind you that you are the co-creator of all things that live. For as the peace of God is shining in you, it must shine on them. We practice coming nearer to the light in us today. We take our wandering thoughts and gently bring them back to where they fall in line with all the thoughts we share with God. We will not let them stray. We let the light within our minds direct them to come home. We have betrayed them, ordering that they depart from us. But now we call them back and wash them clean of strange desires and disordered wishes. We restore to them the holiness of their inheritance. Thus are our minds restored with them, and we acknowledge that the peace of God still shines in us, and from us to all living things that share our life. We will forgive them all, absolving all the world of what we thought it did to us. What we thought it did to us, not what it really did to us. We will forgive them all, absolving all the world of what we thought it did to us. For it is we who make the world as we would have it. For it is we who make the world as we would have it. Now we choose that it be innocent, devoid of sin, and open to salvation. And we lay our saving blessing on it as we say, the peace of God is shining in me now. Let all things shine upon me in that peace, and let me bless them with the light in me. Once again, on that little portion that you should go into your longer meditation and say it throughout the day. You might write it on a card so you can read it to yourself every hour of the day. Clearly take it into your longer period of meditation, morning and evening. Start it by saying, the peace of God is shining in me now. Let all things shine upon me in that peace, and let me bless them with the light in me. Okay, well, let's go look at our text reading for today. And we're ready to look at the second obstacle to peace, the belief the body is valuable for what it offers, which he starts off by saying that that's closely related to the first obstacle to peace, which was the desire to get rid of peace. And this is in chapter 19, Beyond the Body, and we're in section Roman numeral 5, the obstacles to peace, and now we're in the second obstacle, which is letter B. The second obstacle, the belief the body is valuable for what it offers. And while you're turning there, if you'd like to follow along, what on earth is going on today? And, you know, I'm using holidaysandobservances.com. I'm really looking for a way that we can remember what religious and, you know, spiritual holidays are going on around the world so we can unite with that. But until we get a real good picture of how to do that and for me to be able to find them, I'm using Holidays and Observances, and we appreciate them for putting this together. Bonza Bottler Day, which is basically July the 7th, 7th month, 7th day, is a Bonza Day. Chocolate Day, might have some chocolate-covered strawberries or something. Comic Sans Day, Father-Daughter Take a Walk Together Day. And if you're too far away to take a walk with your daughter, well, at least bring her to your mind and take a walk in mind. Give her the peace and share with her the thoughts of God that He shares with you. Give her a phone call if you can. Global Forgiveness Day. And there'll be a great day for daughters to forgive their fathers and mothers, and for mothers and fathers to give their daughters and sons. And forgive everybody every day. But today we're actually calling it Global Forgiveness Day. Well, we need a lot of, every day needs to be that, but anything we can get people to think along the lines of letting go and letting God, that's a good day. National Dive Bar Day, National Marconi Day, National Strawberry Sundae Day, Tell the Truth Day, and that ought to be every day, obviously. Tell the truth. Matter of fact, my teacher said that, and this was Yogananda, and that lineage of my teacher Charlie, and his lineage of Paramahansa Yogananda, and his teacher was Sri Yukteswar, and his teacher was Lahira Mayasaya, and his teacher was Babaji. Well, of that lineage of Kriya Yogis, it is said that that the only requirement in order to pass this information on is that a person be a person of truth, that you value truth, that's important to you. So, Tell the Truth Day. And of course, everyone values truth to some degree, but you want to make it a conscious effort. And then Victims of the Dallas, Texas Attack Day. And let's take a look at The Keepsake strawberry out of Gurney's. Keepsake strawberry. Look what it says of this thing. Big, flavorful berries with the storage life of commercial varieties. Possesses a just right firmness and keep well in the refrigerator. Pick on the weekend and enjoy their juicy sweetness all week long. So the Keepsake strawberry, and it's a cross, but it's mainly it's a Frugaria genus. It's an Anasa, but it's crossed with, and like I told you yesterday, there's like 600 species, but it seems like they all get crossed with the Anasas. And the U.S. Department of Agriculture developed that one for, as I understand it. And I don't know if there's a plant patent on it. I didn't check. So be sure to check for plant patents on a plant before you go to grow it and then sell the plants. You can sell the berries, but if you're selling a living plant, you want to make sure that you give honor to those who have processed. Of course, the way I think of it is if the U.S. government, which is a tax-paying entity, produced it, well, it ought to be an open domain. It seems like that'd be the normal thing. But I don't know that to be the case on the way that the world works. Okay, let's go look at, remember, the peace of God is shining in me now. Let all things shine upon me in that peace, and let me bless them with the light in me. Okay, now let's look at Beyond the Body, chapter 19. Let's pick up in paragraph 59, which is the first paragraph under section Roman numeral 5, the obstacles to peace. B, the second obstacle, the belief the body is valuable for what it offers. We said that peace must first surmount the obstacle of your desire to get rid of it. Where the attraction of guilt holds sway, peace is not wanted. Where the attraction of guilt Paragraph 60. This is the value that you think peace would rob you of. This is what you believe that it would dispossess and leave you homeless. And it is this for which you would deny a home to peace. This sacrifice, in quotes, it's not really a sacrifice to let go of the body in order to find peace. But you might, from the upside down perspective initially, think that it is a sacrifice. This sacrifice you feel to be too great to make, too much to ask of you. Is it a sacrifice or a release, says the next paragraph? What has the body really given you that justifies your strange belief that in it lies salvation? Do you not see that this is the belief in death? No, I didn't see that, but thank you for letting me know. Jesus, I want to look a little closer. Do you not see that this is let's see, is it a sacrifice or a release? What has the body really given you that justifies your strange belief that in it lies salvation, in it lies happiness, in it lies your fulfillment? Think of that as salvation. Do you not see that this is the belief in death? To think that happiness or salvation comes from the body is really the belief in death, he's saying. Here is the focus of the perception of the atonement as murder. Here is the source of the idea that love is fear. The Holy Spirit's messengers are sent far beyond the body, calling the mind to join in holy communion and be at peace. Such is the message that I gave them for you, says our Master, Jesus. 62. I say our master, boy, he's like our big brother who just wants to help us. Almost hate to use the word master, even though he is a master, because that almost sounds like he's forcing us. But really, he's just a big brother who just wants us to be happy, loves us with all his heart. Paragraph 62. It is only the messengers of fear that see the body, for they look for what can suffer. Is it a sacrifice to be removed from what can suffer? The Holy Spirit does not demand you sacrifice. The Holy Spirit does not demand you sacrifice the hope of the body's pleasure. It has no hope of pleasure, but neither can it bring you fear of pain. Pain is the only sacrifice the Holy Spirit asks, and this he would remove. Pain is the only sacrifice that the Holy Spirit would ask, or the Holy Spirit asks, and this he would remove. 63. Peace is extended from you only to the eternal, and it reaches out from the eternal in you. It flows across all else. The second obstacle is no more solid than the first, for you will neither to get rid of peace nor limit it. What are those obstacles which you would interpose between peace and its going forth, but barriers you place between your will and its accomplishment? You want communion, not the feast of fear. You want salvation, not the pain of guilt. And you want your Father, not a little mound of clay, to be your home. In your holy relationship is your Father's Son. He has not lost communion with him, nor with himself. When you agreed to join each other, you acknowledged this is so. This has no cost, but it has release from cost. 64. You have paid very dearly for your illusions, and nothing you have paid for brought you peace. Are you not glad that heaven cannot be sacrificed, and sacrifice cannot be asked of you? There is no obstacle which you can place before our union, for in your holy relationship I am there already. We will surmount all obstacles together, for we stand within the gates and not outside. How easily the gates are opened from within to let peace through, to bless the tired world. You're inside with Christ. Inside where peace is, that you can open the doors and let peace extend to everyone. Can it be difficult for us to walk past barriers together? When you have joined the limitless, the end of guilt is in your hands to give. Would you stop now to look for guilt in each other? 65. Let me be to you the symbol of the end of guilt, and look upon each other as you would look on me. Forgive me all the sins you think the Son of God committed, and in the light of your forgiveness, he will remember who he is and forget what never was. And in the light of your forgiveness, he will remember who he is and forget what never was. I ask for your forgiveness, for if you are guilty, so must I be. But if I surmounted guilt and overcame the world, you were with me. Wow, remember, time is the great illusion. And you were with Christ when he overcame the world. So you've overcome the world. Would you see in me the symbol of guilt or of the end of guilt? Remembering that what I signify to you, you see within yourself. 66. For your holy relationship, truth proclaims the truth. From your holy relationship, truth proclaims the truth, and love looks on itself. Salvation flows from deep within the home you offer to my Father and to me. And we are there together in the quiet communion in which the Father and the Son are joined. Oh, come, ye faithful, to the holy union of the Father and the Son in you. Oh, come, ye faithful, to the holy union of the Father and the Son in you. And keep you not apart from what is offered you in gratitude for giving peace its home in heaven. And send forth to all the world the joyous message of the end of guilt, and all the world will answer. Think of your happiness as everyone offers you witness of the end of sin and shows you that its power is gone forever. Where can guilt be when the belief in sin is gone? And where is death when its great advocate is heard no more? Again, on those two sentences, where can guilt be when the belief in sin is gone? Where can guilt be when the belief in sin is gone? And where is death when its great advocate, guilt and sin, is heard no more? And the last paragraph, 67. Forgive me your illusions and release me from punishment for what I have not done. So will you learn the freedom that I taught by teaching freedom to each other and so releasing me. I am within your holy relationship, yet you would imprison me behind the obstacles you raise to freedom and bar my way to you. Yet it is not possible to keep away one who is there already. And in him it is possible that our communion, where we are joined already, will be the focus of the new perception that will bring light to all the world contained in you. Now, last couple sentences again. Last paragraph. Forgive me your illusions and release me from punishment for what I have not done. So will you learn the freedom that I taught by teaching freedom to each other and so releasing me. I am within your holy relationship, yet you would imprison me behind the obstacles you raise to freedom and bar my way to you. Yet it is not possible to keep away one who is there already, and in him it is possible that our communion, where we are joined already, will be the focus of the new perception that will bring light to all the world contained in you. Okay, well, let's sing our song. Close. The peace of God is shining in me now. The peace of God is shining in me now. The peace of God is shining in me now. Let all things shine upon me in that peace, and let me bless them with the light in me. Let me bless them with the light in me. The peace of God is shining in me now. Let all things shine upon me in that peace, and let me bless them with the light in me. The peace of God is shining in you now. Find it. The peace of God is shining in me now.